So do you personally like working on trends?
It's very fun to work on trends, but not every brand should do it.
How do you write for brands that are like a little boring?
Fiction, I feel like, is the best way to stay creative. Like
Asking ChatGPT to simplify it, shorten it. What do you think of that?
any AI tool that you're using can be a part of the process. It cannot be the complete process.
Brand that writes great copy. Copy is king or design is king?
Ideas king. This is one of my favorite Tesla ads. How did this person even think of this?
Hi everyone, today we are with Kunal. He is a copywriter and he works at a marketing agency currently. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. Hi.
Kunal, how would you like to define copywriting?
There's a lot of ways to describe it, but I don't know the technical definition. For me, it's a combination of different things. You have like creative thinking, you have research, you have ideation. So basically anything that you can write to help a brand achieve its goals, be it in terms of social media or ads or otherwise, is just copywriting. There's a lot of things to it.
So why should one learn copywriting today?
If you're learning copywriting, you're not just learning to write, you're learning a set of skills that can be used across a lot of different things. Even if you are like a startup or just coming up on it, or even career-wise also, it's a good thing.
Tell me one rule of copywriting that you never break.
Like, don't do too much. If you can keep it very to the point, it's good. Or like, don't overdo, over-explain. I think that's one thing I try to avoid.
So let's say we need to come up with a copy for Rapido's social media. So what's your process of doing it?
Usually what happens is if you just go about thinking of ideas, it's going to be scattered. It's not going to feel like there's a direction to it. Yeah. So instead of coming up with 10 random ideas, it's better to come up with 5 good ideas that are centered around the theme. So that helps you keep consistent with the brand language and also the overall storytelling of the brand. So my whole process is to start with that. Like for a brand like Rapido, I would want to talk about for a festival season how either you can send packages to your friends, especially like in festivals. Let's say Diwali is coming up, you don't like driving on the road because there's firecrackers, you get scared or something. But you also want to send something to your friends because you make sweets. So that's a very good USP to highlight for Rapido. Or just traveling in that time where it's like you want to go to multiple places, you can just do that easily. So once you have your USPs and pointers that are again aligned to the theme, it makes it like a very easy flow. And then after that, it's just a thing of like what's trending, what is a very fun concept or something that I've been really wanting to experiment with. I'll try to match the concept or the USP with that. And then once that is logged in, then I'll move on to the actual copy part of it. Because I feel like the copy part of it is like 30%, the 70% is ideation. Once you understand what you are doing, putting it into words becomes easier. So as a copywriter, even if you are the only one coming up with that idea, at least for me, I love to get like everybody to sign off on it. I'll ask the designer like, okay, do you think creatively this makes sense? Does the strategy person likes it? Does the account person likes it? So that way it's also a collaborative thing.
So do you personally like working on trends?
It's very fun to work on trends, but not every brand should do it. If your brand is jumping on every trend, that's very bad. Like that just means you do not have actual
Enough content.
Yeah. Trends are something that will give you a temporary boost if done right. But if done wrong, it's honestly looks bad on the grid. It does not make sense. The person watching, like there are so many accounts where I see a trending post, I'm like, why would you do this?
Okay, so I think that was a lot to take in. We need to go for a chai break.
Yeah. Anytime.
So sometimes I feel that I lack thinking creatively. How do you do it?
I think it's a process. It's something that just keeps on happening, right? So for me, it's also a thing of what you're doing when you're not working. Because this is one profession where you don't really turn off your brain. It's always there in the back of your mind.
So tell me one more thing. What makes a good copy stand out?
Like every time that I've read something like a good copy or a good ad, it's in my mind. I don't forget it. It's also very like, that's so smart. Like if that's their first reaction is that's so smart, then it's like, damn, that's a really good copy.
So how do you write for brands that are like a little boring and monotonous?
It's definitely a challenge, but I think there's a way to do it. Like brands might be boring, but there is something to talk about and you kind of end up focusing on the solution they are offering. It's not just about the product or the service. It's more of like, what is that product or service going to do for the person that is going to buy it, right? For example, like a brand that I work for, which is like a health and pharmaceutical brand. It's not really an exciting subject to talk about, but it's also a subject where whatever they're doing is going to make a real difference in somebody's life.
So
And
that's what you think of.
that's a very wholesome topic to pick up on. Sometimes very mundane or very like boring things. It's just focusing on things like what works or how it is adding to their person's life or something like that.
So, simple subject lines tend to get like 541% more replies. So, how do you write simply? That's also powerful.
I think it's using your words very carefully and not sounding like a robot. Make it sound like whatever you are trying to sell is genuinely going to make an impact in the person's life, and keep it very to the point.
What about the things that people just like keep writing their own thing and asking ChatGPT to simplify it, shorten it? What do you think of that?
It is helpful, but it shouldn't stop at that. It shouldn't just be like simplify this and you just take it and then use it, right? ChatGPT or any AI tool that you're using can be a part of the process. It cannot be the complete process. Use that as a starting off point, or use it to
Refine your
your
ideas.
lines, and then maybe if you're stuck and you cannot find like the word that you need to use there, then ask for that specific word. But you have to tweak around. You have to keep changing things. You cannot just be like simplify, thank you, done. Like that's
So, how do you create conflict or emotion in a single line?
okay. Interesting. I think one of my brands is one where I really need to be very precise and also human-like.
Okay.
It's a mental health related thing, right? To evoke the emotion, it's something that I would want to read, and that's how I think. Like if I did not write this but I read it somewhere, will this resonate with me? And if the answer is yes, then that's how I'll go about it. So if I'm writing in that sense where it's like it should make me feel something first and then anybody else. Because if it does not make me feel anything, then I'm sure it's not going to make feel anybody else anything. So it
Understood.
should hit me first. Yeah.
So, what do you think people over focus on, and that actually does not matter much?
I think people get caught in the technicalities of it a lot. I'm somebody who did not learn copywriting properly. Like I did not study mass media or writing. I just randomly stumbled upon it and started doing it. So for me, I never understood the rules or anything like that. So I feel like sometimes that helps me keep it more genuine and more natural. But as well, like somebody has learned it more like specifically, then they'll be like, oh, this specific comma is wrong, or this like it's too wordy right here. And I feel like it's more about, does it get the job done? Does it convey the emotions or the thoughts that I want to convey? If the answer is yes, then it's good copy. It does not have to be always technical.
So, what do you do to keep learning or staying creatively sharp?
I personally consume a lot of content. I've been on the internet for a very long time. Like for the last 10-12 years, I've just been chronically online. And that has helped me just like the kind of content I consume, especially YouTube, like old school proper YouTube videos where you're not just scrolling through shorts, but sitting down, watching a content creator that is telling a story, telling about a day in their life, telling about a very random niche subject. These very specific things sort of like, help me just understand and learn more things, so that if I'm talking about a specific topic, I know that I saw this YouTube video like 3 years ago and I can pull from that. Just read actual literature, read, fiction. Like fiction, I feel like is the best way to stay creative. Like there are books that I've read where I've just been like, how did this person even think of this?
Name some books.
Dune, like the whole Dune series. You have like something as literary fiction as Anxious People, which is my favorite book. Like the way that author has written it, it sounds like he's just journaling, but the story building in that book, the character building, the reveal that comes at the end, it's such beautifully put down. And like I like anime and manga, but like One Piece is as a story is the best story told, like best story ever told, that the world building, the story, the characters. So it's a lot of imagination that comes through, and when you're reading this, it just hits you like this person thought of it, like how did they come up with that? You can start thinking of their whole process, the way they write, and that sort of really helps shape your own process as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna hand you over some copies and you tell me what you think of it. First one is this.
Okay, let's eat grandma. I think this is a very like quirky copy, and it's also a very like common mistake. So they just were like, it's going for relatability and understanding, and it's a mistake I would make, so it's a good ad. Oh, it's very good. Like Porsche ads are some of the best copy you can find. It's so nice. And it's also just so cheeky, but they can get away with it because their product is that good.
Yeah.
So it's very creatively done. This also is a very clever take, and it's like plays on a very well-known term and just easily adds your brand, and then it also creates that recall, because next time if you use that phrase or that somebody's having that conversation, somewhere in the back of your mind will be like, FedEx did that ad.
Yeah.
It just makes that happen very easily. this is one of my favorite Tesla ads. Like when I initially saw this, like, okay, that's very smart. And I think this is where this is like could be a design first thing also. Because this is where a designer can be like, what if we use this blur image?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, and then I can add copy on top of it. So
that's why you said it's important
it's
to
a
always
group
collaborate with.
process, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not just something I can come up with the copy and then maybe suggest an image, but if the designer is like, oh, this is such a cool image, and then I can put a copy on top of it, that makes the process even like more smart sometimes. Again, Porsche, like classic Porsche ads, even like the old print Porsche ads, they are very, very well done. Like vintage car ads are my favorite ads, and like this is very simple, very to the point, and it goes with the brand so well because the brand it has a little bit of like arrogance because they know they are best.
Yeah.
So they can play around with that so well without sounding rude or weird to anyone. It's a very wholesome way of doing it. I think this is like copy wise, this is something I would write.
Swiggy.
Hey. I mean, I love this. Like I think one of the copywriters that I work with did a very similar concept recently where we were doing a whole matcha versus chai concept as well.
I saw that.
it's always nice. This is very smart again. It's also plays on like a very common emotion where it's like it takes the biggest hurdle of buying a diamond, which is the salary, or like damn, this costs 2 months worth of my income, and it makes it seem okay to do that. And that is a very clever like way of doing copy.
Tell me some secrets about storytelling.
Secret? I don't know if there are secrets to storytelling that's like not done already. I think how I look at it is, what is the main thing I want people to feel once I'm done talking about this?
Okay.
Like, let's say I'm telling you about this really funny incident that happened to me. So the goal is that after I'm done talking, I want you to laugh. I want you to be like, that's so funny, right? So the entire story, the way I'm narrating it, the way where I pause, the where I like, details that I mention, it's gonna be about, the goal is to make you laugh. So the details I pick and tell in the story should reflect that. Like if I'm telling you that I got into an accident, and it was really funny, you already know that I got into an accident. So that's not the funny part. It's what the driver said, how it happened, or what happened after that. That's the funny part. For any story that you're trying to tell, it's that I feel like it's how you go. I would go about it. It's like you pick the emotion you want the person to feel, and then you build back from there. So, yeah.
Makes sense. What's the importance of good writing when it comes to a person being a content creator?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's the most absolute necessary skill, but it's a very important skill to have. And like I mentioned before, like I grew up watching a lot of YouTube videos, right? And I started noticing whenever these, like my favorite creators talk about their process, all of them mention that they start by the script. Like you might think that you're really good at it, you can just go off the bat and just record a video, and you might be able to do it. But if you can write it down before you do it, that will make your video better.
So which 5 brands do you think are nailing copy today, and why?
Top of my head first is IKEA. IKEA has some of the best ads. Outdoor, like especially when it comes to outdoors and print ads, IKEA is very good. Social media is very smart. I recently saw this campaign by this brand called Ocado. They did like it's a supermarket chain. Their copy was so good. Their recent campaign, if you have not seen, please see. It was really good. Urban Clap or like Urban Company does a very good job. Their video, especially their video ads around festive seasons, are beautifully done. Cred ads, obviously, everybody knows is great. Dollar Shave Club, and of course Nike. Of course Nike. Yeah, these brands definitely.
So we have come to the last segment of the podcast, which is rapid fire. Are you excited?
Sure. Yeah, it's scary.
Okay. One ad line you wish you had written.
Hindustan ka dil dekho, Madhya Pradesh tourism.
Favorite Indian brand that writes great copy.
Zomato.
Copy is king or design is king?
Idea is king.
Nice. One writing cliche you can't stand.
Using words that you would not use in a regular conversation, just to sound fancy. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
Complete the line. Copywriting is
Annoying but so fun.
one non-copywriting skill every writer should learn.
Listening.
What's your mantra to go by?
It is what it is.
So that is it. Would you want to add anything else?
Enjoy the process. Like if you want to get into copywriting, content creation, design, any of these creative fields, the goal is to have fun.
That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.